Off we go to the US now, where gay rights activists are claiming victory after a federal judge overturned a Californian ban on same-sex marriage. Now, the 2008 legislation, known as Proposition 8, put a stop to gays and lesbians tying the knot. But now, Judge Vaughn Walker has overturned that decision in favour of gay rights, declaring the referendum to be discriminatory and in violation of the US Constitution.
Now, the announcement triggered celebrations amongst supporters. However, opponents of same-sex marriage have already appealed the new ruling, which could have implications for the entire country. And joining us now with more is Seven's US Bureau Chief Mike Amor, and here on the couch with us is Alex Greenwich, National Convener of Australian Marriage Equality, and also from the New South Wales Family First Party, Greg Swane. Thank you all for joining us.
Thank you.
Mike, let's go to you first. Now, this ruling has been overturned in favour of gay marriage in California. Does this mean that same-sex couples are now booking their wedding venues again?
No, I think they'd hope to, but no, the judge in this case put a stay on his finding, knowing that there was going to be an appeal lodged, and in fact there was an appeal lodged today, so it's going to go to the Ninth Circuit Court, the next layer up, and that will take many, many months. So one of the problems they didn't want in this case is for marriages to start immediately, then potentially have them banned sometime down the track, and then there'd be that grey area as to whether those marriages were legal.
Mike, very high-profile stuff. Lots of Hollywood celebs have supported the removal of the ban. Is there an atmosphere of celebration at all today, or is it just another hurdle in the long road?
Yeah, a lot of celebration in West Hollywood last night, I can tell you that, but protests in other parts of the country and other parts of the state. You're right, a lot of celebrities are behind this. Ellen DeGeneres, the talk show host, the wife of Australian actress Portia de Rossi, who they married before Prop 8 came in, she tweeted her thoughts on the success of that court case. Also, we heard from Kelly Osbourne, Kim Kardashian, Ricky Martin, who of course just confirmed he's gay, and Paris Hilton. Hardly the heavyweights of Hollywood, but certainly we have a lot of support for gay marriages here in Hollywood. And you can see there's some of the tweets that came out from those celebrities.
OK, Alex, the debate on same-sex marriage was reignited in Australian Parliament earlier this year. It has to be said here that both Tony Abbott and Julia Gillard are on the record saying they don't agree with same-sex marriage. Couples are able to register their relationships here in some states. How does our legislation compare to the rest of the world, do you think?
Well, I guess, you know, the decision in California has also shown that Australia continues to fall behind the rest of the world. Last week, Argentina had their first marriages. In terms of the situation here, say in the state of New South Wales, we have a relationship registry system. Now, myself, like many of other Australians, when we grow up, we don't hope to one day fall in love and go down to a registry office and register our relationship with our partner. We want to have a wedding and we want to get married. I don't have a different driver's license because I'm gay. I shouldn't have a different form of relationship recognition because I'm gay as well. And one of the most powerful things that has happened in the US is the message that this decision and other decisions have sent to America's gay and lesbian youth, and indeed Australia's gay and lesbian youth, in saying that Tony Abbott and Julia Gillard are wrong. They're wrong to tell you that you're not equal. They're wrong to tell you that you can't get married. There is hope. Governments and courts across the world are coming out of support in terms of same-sex marriage.
All right, Greg, let's bring you in here. Now, it's been 20 years since same-sex couples were recognised in Australia. Isn't legalising gay marriage inevitable at some point?
I don't believe so, Larry. I think that you know, democracy demands that the Australian people always have the right to make the decision of their politicians, and their politicians then, they're bound to uphold the law in Australia. Now, the law in Australia is very clear that marriage is between a man and a woman. A family is a man and a woman and children. Very clear, very definite, and it's in it's there. It's under the Marriage Act. The Marriage Act has been reviewed several times, and only just recently in 2007 or 2006, I think it was, and was reaffirmed at that point of time, that was the pure definition of family. And Family First is totally committed to that, because that is policy. The Labor Party are, the Liberal Party are, all the major parties, they also know marriage is between a man and a woman. And it really doesn't have anything to do with equality. All right.
OK, although I'm saying that the Human Rights Commission for Australia will call for a change to these laws when they approach the UN in January. How much sway do you think a UN decision would have?
I don't think you have much sway at all, frankly, Samantha. I think that the UN is a body where people go to for the UN's opinion. Right? The UN's opinion isn't law which is applied to the Australian culture or to any other area. So really it's just you know, the Australian body that are going there, which are, you know, fairly liberal and vocal in what they want to achieve, and I admire that. You know, they're strong advocates for their position. But I'm a strong advocate for the Australian family. The Australian family is the central factor, strength of Australia. You start to dismantle Australian family, then you dismantle the fabric of Australia.
All right, gentlemen, lots more to be said on that, but that's all we have time for this morning. So Mike, Alex and Greg, thank you all for your time.
Okay.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.